So it's about 4 o'clock in the morning here. Now I decided to get this project going, and I've woken up early to start it. Now what I'm doing is I've taken a 1/4 inch plate and I've taken the head of the grinder, and now what I'm doing is I'm just with my eye and with that small little pen light, I'm just trying to position it on the plate so it's pretty much in the middle, and I do that just by eye. You could use a digital caliper if you really wanted to, but for me it was good enough with my eye, and I feel like I got it fairly well positioned, so that worked out fairly well. And I'm using an eBay pen light which cost about $1, which I love. And right now off camera I end up cutting some small little spaces. Now those small little spaces are actually going to fit underneath the head of the angle grinder, and it's just going to space it away from the 1/4 inch plate and run all the way through the actual body. And here I'm actually just going to be drilling with a hole saw kit the contact wheel for the actual grinder itself. Now I'm using a 2x4, and just with even pressure I'm just cutting it, just letting the drill press do its work. And after I've let the drill press do most of the work, I've come back and referenced off the other side of the piece of 2x4, and now I'm just proceeding to drill all the way through. And so here is the finished result of that, drilled all the way through. And you can see that sawdust makes a bit of a mess, but well worth it. And now you can see how the cheap $10 angle grinder is mounted to the plate. You can see I've got the bolts that go all the way through, and there is the stainless spaces all the way through into the head of the body. And now we are actually cutting, which would be the little extender arm. We're actually using the metal cutting bandsaw, and we're just going to cut that piece, and we're just going to cut it, and that'll be the body, or the main support arm for the angle grinder project. So now we've got to the point where we're going to start messing with the bearings. So the bearings I'm using are just some cheap eBay bearings that I've had for a while, and I'm going with 3 bearings, 3 washers, just to space everything. So you can see how that's going to look, just 3 bearings and 3 washers. Now what I'm doing is I'm drilling, which will be the piece where the bearings and the bolts all connect to. Now I'm just using my drill press with I think it was a 9.5mm bit, and I'm just using a mixture of soap and dishwashing detergent as a cutting fluid, which actually works out really well. So once that piece is all drilled, we moved on to assembly. You can see here are the small contact wheels with the bearings. And now we move on to the fun part, where I've got to use a hacksaw to cut a piece because my bandsaw blade just completely broke. So that didn't take as long as I thought it would, but in the end I got it all cut, and here is the new piece. So the original piece that I had drilled was just way too short. Just a trial and error sort of thing. So I remade the part, and now you can see how everything is coming together. I've got everything somewhat bolted and clamped together just to see how everything's going to work out. So I've left that a little bit at the front, a little bit longer right here, just so I can put a plate on there, and you can see it swivels back and forward as well. And I've got a few high tensile bolts that are actually going to be bolted all the way through the frame. There's no welding required just yet, I hope. So yeah, and now we've got the plate attached. We've just been held in with 2 clamps, nothing too serious. And now we've also got the thing bolted to the frame. So everything's working out really, really well so far. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see everyone in the next video.